Hello, everybody, and welcome to the overview for the Keep It Rolling Protection Plan with the Bike Cooperative. I am Lacey Wynn. I am manager of the Bike Cooperative, and we also have Dan and Caleb from Guardsman. We've been working with them for a really long time on this program, and there's been so many great updates and integrations and new coverage and all of that good stuff. So it's great to have everybody on today. As you're listening and watching, if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will do my best to address them if I can through chat, or we can bring them up during the webinar, or we'll contact you afterwards if there's a little bit more detail that you need for the answer to the questions. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Dan.
Thanks, Lacey. Hello, everyone. Hey, I appreciate the opportunity. I know we've got 30 minutes on the calendar. I'll try and get through this a little bit quicker than that. And then, as Lacey said, Caleb and I will be available to follow up with you individually with any specific questions you have. But this should give a good overview of our Keep It Rolling Protection Plan. So if I haven't met you, I'm Dan Cleary. I'm our Vice President of Business Development on our consumer warranty side here at Guardsman. So we provide protection plans for a wide variety of verticals. Obviously, one being bikes and e-bikes is why everyone's here today, but we're also in furniture, appliances, electronics, outdoor grills, smokers, griddles, those type of things. So again, we spread our risk out, which allows us to be competitive in a lot of different programs. So obviously today we're going to talk about the Keep It Rolling Protection Plan, which covers bikes and e-bikes for members of the biking co-op. So let's get going. So I talked a little bit about Guardsman, but why Guardsman? What's the differentiator between us and other ones in the market? We'll get to pricing in a minute because I think you're going to love our pricing, our revenue share program. But we have been in the business over 50 years offering protection plans. We really feel our service experience is world class, including our nationwide network of service techs. We also believe we have an easy claim process, and our call centers are in the U.S. So have one here in Dallas, where I'm located, Dallas-Fort Worth. We have another one in Michigan, and we have a third one in Utah, where Caleb is. Caleb's our account manager. Some of you have probably either spoke to him at a show or maybe seen some emails from him, but he's on our call as well. So I just wanted to mention a couple of our partners so you can understand, some of the larger clients we deal with. iFit is a leader in the fitness space. We've been providing the iFit protection plan for over 30 years for them. Again, it's a very, very robust program, lots of volume. So that's a huge partner of ours. Walking Pad is a newer, these two, Walking Pad and Blackstone. Blackstone's not in the biking space, but they are a very, very large company. Why I wanted to bring them up is because Walking Pad and Blackstone had never provided protection plans prior to teaming up with Guardsman. So, if you've never sold a protection plan or offered it, don't worry about it. That's what we're here for, right? We're here to make it easy for you, an additional revenue stream for you. And again, it's really all about the customer service experience we're providing your customers. So, a little bit more on why we should do it and how everyone benefits. Really, obviously, for the number one thing we do this for, obviously, is the customer, right? So, what we're trying to do is give them peace of mind that they're covered against expensive breakdowns, failures, life happens, right? And I'll get through some of our coverages here in a second. But again, we want that customer to make that purchase, and hopefully, with offering a protection plan, it takes a little bit of it gives them peace of mind that their hard-earned money is, if something happens, they're going to be covered. Obviously, for the dealer or retailer, it's a good revenue stream for you. And not only on the plan sale, but also on the service of these bikes or e-bikes. And, we really think that provides customer satisfaction, enhances the customer loyalty. And I'll talk a little bit more about how that works on the service side in a minute. And then last but not least, we really think it's a valuable tool to for your sales associates as well, whether that's just to increase sales volume, or perhaps you can pay them commission on things like this. So obviously that's up to you, but we see a lot of retailers in all of our different verticals be able to retain their employees a little bit more, because if they sell these additional programs, they're making more money and they're happy about it. So we'll move on here. I just want to give just a brief highlight of the protection plan coverage if you haven't seen what we do before. But basically we're covering a breakdown coverage. So think about wheels, rims, drivetrains, crank arms, pedals, those type of things. Much, much more. I'll show you on the next page our brochure that really spells it out for you. But really, some of the differences that we've done from prior years before Caleb and I really took over the program and modified it, as far as the coverages, is the accidental damage portion of this. And that's where you think about, you knock your bike over and something breaks on it, that's covered. You're riding your bike and you slam into a curb and bust your wheel up, that's covered. So again, the accidental damage portion of it, I think, is huge in this program, and it takes a no away when a customer asks you what's covered while they're picking out their bike. Accidental damage is covered for you. The only thing that wouldn't be covered would be accident by a third party. So if you think about if you're riding a bike and a car runs into you, that's an insurance claim with that insurance carrier. Theft is not covered either. We get that question a lot. That's more of a true insurance product. This is a protection plan coverage. Think about it, when they have an incident, then they can get that incident handled. Then it happens again, we'll take care of it again, right? So it's very beneficial for the customer. It covers unlimited in-store repairs. There's not going to be any additional fees they pay, right? They're going to pay one time at the top, and then they're done. We have 2, 3, or 5-year terms. And another great part of the Keep It Rolling plan is that the accessories attached to the bike at the date of purchase are covered. Like if you think about any electronic things that you would add to that, those would be covered. And our plan covers repair or replace options. And again, the beauty of this plan, if you have your own service department, that we're paying you for that repair. So again, there's that revenue stream as well. So you would be handling obviously any claim. You sell a plan to a customer, and they still live in your trade area, we're directing them back to you. Or if someone bought a plan in another part of the country and then they move into your area, obviously we're not going to send them back to where they moved from. We're going to send them to an approved biking co-op, Keep It Rolling plan, protection plan provider. So you could essentially get additional service work as well. So this is a quick view of our brochure. So we've modified it a little bit to try and we've included the bike and e-bike all in one. So you don't have to sell 2 different programs, right? It's just if you sell bikes and e-bikes in your stores, the plan is the same. The pricing is the same. The revenue share is the same. It just makes it a lot easier for you and your sales associates. So again, I won't read through it, but you can see it covers the highlights of coverages here. We talk a little bit about e-bike motors, controllers, cabling, those type of things. We have a list of things that are not covered, which include tires, tubes, things that are essentially designed to fail over time, right? Tires wear down; those are consumables. We don't hide anything. It's all out here in the open for you, so you don't have to oversell the program. It covers a ton of things that can go wrong, and again is very valuable for your consumer. These next two slides are a little bit about our claims experience. I'm not going to go in a deep dive because honestly, we could do a separate webinar about that. I'll talk about that in a second. But really, it's a pretty simple process. There's two ways that this happens. So this is just the overall claims experience. So a customer files a claim. They can, file it online, chat, phone, or in store, and I'll talk to you about that on the next page. We adjudicate the claim and give them an instant decision. The great thing about consumer products, right, is it working as intended or not? Is there breakage or not, right? So it's a very simple process. And then we have the positive claim resolution, where that to be repair or replace. And then last but not least is reimbursement of those claims costs, of whether that be parts and or labor. We can do those depending on, we can either do those weekly. Generally, we do them monthly because that's what most retailers want, but it's really up to you. So the reimbursement process is very quick. This slide here, again, regarding claims initiation, there's really like I said, two ways a customer can file a claim, right? So you already sold them the plan, made your profit on that. Now they have a claim. Generally speaking, in the bike and e-bike world, especially if they know you have a service department, they're going to bring that to you in store, right? So on the right side of the screen, you see the in-store, and that's where we use our portal, our service power portal. We have demos available for that. Again, I'm not going over that today because we're talking more about getting started and integration, but just Service Power is the industry leader in the service field. We've used them for years and years. But it allows your service department to initiate the claim for the customer, which really keeps customers from being ping-ponged around, right? They bring it into you. You can start the claim for them right there in Service Power. The customer can do it by themselves. Sometimes they'll do that. Again, they'll go to our Claims 360 portal, or they'll call us. And again, they can start the claim, and then you'll see that claim pop up in Service Power. So again, it's not complicated. All we do is set you up with a profile, set up the manufacturers that you deal with, and it's a pretty easy process. But again, we have demos and training guides for you as well on those. So let's talk a little bit about what gets everybody excited, right? And that's, well, okay, we understand we're going to take care of our customer, selling them a protection plan. They ding up their bike, they break some parts, but what's in it for the retailer? So we've tried to break down the barriers of entry, meaning sometimes it's difficult to create SKUs in your point of sale system, those type of things. So what we did was create a revenue share model to where we did a lot of research in the market as far as where the retail pricing should be on these products, right? So we came up with three terms to keep it simple: 24, 36, and 60 months. And so these are the options you give your customer, right? And you'll have a dealer cost, you have your retail, and then you have your retailer commission. And your commission is 50% on every protection plan sale, right? So if I take an example of a $2,400, I'll say a $2,300 bike, right? That falls in that $2,499. That's the max SKU between $19.99 and $2,499. A 2-year plan would cost the customer $104.99, and you're keeping half of that. A 3-year plan would be $155, and you're keeping half of that. And as you can see, a 5-year plan is $324, and you would keep half of that, $162. So again, we kept the pricing low for the co-op. Again, this is for biking co-op members, and again, trying to just make it as easy as possible for you. And I think when we go through this next screen, you'll see how we're again trying to make it as easy as possible. So these are platforms that we integrate with currently. So Lightspeed, I know, is big within the biking co-op members. So Lightspeed we integrate with. Shopify is huge out there. Workstand, Shift for Shop is a little less known. BigCommerce and Woo, we do those as well. If your point of sale system is not on this screen, it doesn't mean that we can't. It's simply that we need to reach out to that point of sale system and integrate with them. Generally speaking, they like that because it keeps them sticky with their customers, that we're providing a solution to make your life easier. Occasionally they'll say no, they don't want to. That's okay. We can work around that either through, you could do it kind of the old fashioned way and work in our portal, registering plans in our portal, and or we have retailers that send us what we would call a data file through a secure site. And that's just you're downloading your information once a month or once a week, whatever you want to do, and sending it to us. And then we're registering those for you. So we do have alternative options. Today, I'm focusing on integration. So again, if you don't see your system here, all you got to do is reach out to us and we'll get that process started. It generally doesn't take long, maybe a week or two for them to approve us. So just want to get that out there. I'm showing you an example here on this next slide of really kind of how easy it is. So you decide to do business with us and partner with us. This is an example for Lightspeed. We send you the credentialing process, which is basically telling you how to go into your system and allow us to go in through the backside and map our protection plan SKUs to your eligible products. So in this scenario, you see that they, and again, this is just an example. Why you're seeing SureBright warranty on here is because SureBright is our tech partner, and this is just a generic example, but this will be labeled Guardsman warranty when you launch with us. But as you can see, they loaded up a Scout BMX bikes for $460, and then they would have hit that SureBright warranty. It would have gave them the 2, 3, and 5 year options. Boom, it puts it right in there into your point of sale system, totals it up. And then the great thing is, again, you're done. Once you process that, that will come directly to Guardsman. We're registering your customer. We're done on that side. You're giving your customer their invoice, which would show these line items on there. And obviously I would give them a copy of their brochure as well. And that's it. It's very, very simple for in-store integration. So again, I'm showing you a SureBright side of it, but it really, really makes it easy. You don't need to go in and map all your SKUs. You will be able to see those, but we do all that for you. And then if you can think about, so again, that was in-store. And then if you have your e-com platform, you're selling bikes online, it's really the same, except obviously this is a customer view, right? So your customer picks his bike, $69.99. The Keep It Rolling protection plan will pop up for them, and it'll give them the 2, 3, and 5 year options that we just went over on that on our revenue share chart. As simple as that. They click on that plan, it's added to the cart, and they're done. Right, the same thing. That information is getting sent to us. We'll send the customer their terms and conditions, but they are able to view it here as well on the what's covered. They'd be able to click on that, and a pop-up would show the coverages if they have questions. So again, it's a very robust process. Works very, very well. And even if you're using your website for more of buy here, pick up, and store, right? At least the plan is being offered at that time. And so it's, protection plans are not a foreign concept. Anywhere you go, you can buy one, but you need to make sure they know about it, right? So even if they're just using your website for shopping, they're going to think about that Keep It Rolling protection plan. Maybe they're going to come into the store to finish, right? They've already thought about it. So when you mention it to them, it's not the first time they've seen it. So again, trying to make that as easy as possible for you and for you to get the sales started. I'll do a quick revenue example here. So, on that last screen, we had almost a $7,000 bike, and I apologize if that's too high. We just grabbed one, but you have a $7,000 bike, you have a 5-year protection plan, you get $585 of that. If we had a 40% attachment rate, right, for every $1 million in retail sales, that's driving about 30 to 35,000 in additional revenue. You can extrapolate that out to 5 million or 10 million, and the math is there. We'll send this presentation out. Lacey can send this out to everybody following this webinar. But again, it's just the math equation down there to see how you can see how we calculated it. But again, the great thing about a protection plan program is that you already have your customer. We're not asking you to get another customer. You're just able to add this value to them. And then again, we're sharing in the revenue stream with you. So really that's kind of it. I'm about 6-7 minutes up, but I wanted to make sure really if you're interested in doing business with us and selling the Keep It Rolling program to your customers, all we really need is a couple things. We need to know what your e-commerce and your in-store point of sale platforms are. That way we know if we can easily integrate with you, or if we need to make a call to somebody, we can figure that out. We have a simple Guardsman application that you fill out, and all that really is just telling us who you are, who the contact people for the program, those type of things, right? And then we would complete the onboarding process, get you set up in Service Power, and then answer, one-on-one basis, any extra questions that you would have. We have a service manager that manages the claim side of this process, who gets involved in those trainings as well. So again, we try and cover every single base with you. It's not hey, here's a program, good luck with it, see you later. We really want to work hand in hand with you. And I can tell you firsthand, Lacey is a great partner with ours, and she answers a lot of questions for us as well, or will guide you back to Caleb and I for anything that you need. So those would be next steps. And obviously our contact information is here, myself and Caleb. We'd be glad to answer any questions you have. If there's any in the queue right now, Lacey, we could, or we can follow up with anybody individually.
Sure. Thanks, Dan. We did have one question, and I semi-answered it, but do you also offer plans for electric scooters?
Yes. Yep. I say bike, e-bike, any of those type of classification, I guess you would say. Yes, we do. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for this. We're really excited. This is a program that we all know is going to be a huge benefit for retailers and your customers. One thing that I hear on the phone all the time talking to everybody is how much margins are becoming slimmer and slimmer and slimmer on bike purchases. And this is a way to get those back this season. So jump on this if you haven't. This is a great opportunity. Like Dan said, you can contact him and Caleb to get the process started for sign up. You can also get in touch with me or anyone on my team, which is Matt and Kate. And we really appreciate the time today. And we are recording this, of course, so we will have the recording sent out. And any questions, just please contact us. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great day.